Okay, folks, I've been promising an update video on Tommy's case, so here we go. Now, first of all, the trial was held, and he was found guilty on one count of criminal conspiracy. It is a federal felony. He has been denied his request to be released on bail, so he'll have to report to prison at the end of January. His sentence, to my knowledge, as of right now, is 1 year with 3 years supervised. So what happened? Well, long story short, from what I've been told, his lawyers didn't show up for trial, and the other side had pretty slim evidence, but he stood no chance against trained professionals on his own. They didn't enter evidence that he gave them. They issued no subpoenas. He had one lawyer, and then 2 weeks prior to the trial, his case was transferred to another guy who I'm told doesn't even know how to work a computer. They didn't file the motions that they said they had. Basically, he was left hung out to dry because, it is my opinion, but there's no money in winning a case for an unpopular position, if you get my drift. Now, the charge and conviction stemmed from private messages sent through Facebook. And this is why I tell folks all the time, you gotta monitor yourself. From what I understand, he was trying to help out another member of his state's Gamefowl Breeders Association. They were trading some fowl back and forth or something to that effect, which I do that. I mean, even with my Polish or my Bantams, I'll send birds to a guy. I'll get some back. Maybe I'll lend him a rooster for a year for breeding. He'll send it back. It's pretty common practice with poultry, or livestock in general, really. But unbeknownst to him, the guy he was trying to lend a hand to was already under investigation for conducting illegal activity. And since he was talking to the guy, they considered that conspiracy for him to engage in the same type of activity. Now keep in mind, when they initially raided his farm, they didn't have anything they were charging him with. This count of conspiracy only came up after they raided his farm, took his computers and his phones, went through everything to try to find something to pin on him. Now, by allowing the trial to continue and accepting the verdict, it allowed him to regroup and find new representation and file an appeal. On the plus side, criminal forfeiture of the birds has been dropped. However, they're trying for civil forfeiture, last I heard. And basically, this is because it costs them a lot of money to keep these birds alive as living evidence, and I'm sure they'd like to get them off their feed bill by either euthanizing them or adopting them out, which is just, shall we say, a way of saying selling somebody else's property and pocketing the money. Sorry to say, but this is the reality we have now, folks. If you own game fowl in this country, then you're already seen as a criminal. And if you even hint at doing anything that runs afoul of the law, especially online, it can be used against you. I mean, I don't think I have to tell you how self-incriminating some of the comments and videos you see on YouTube and Facebook are. Now, you may have already stopped listening to this, but if you haven't, thank you. Keep in mind that even if you aren't a gamefowl breeder, that the same tactics could someday find you in a similar situation. Animals bred for purpose these days are fewer and fewer, It doesn't matter if they're pulling mules, race horses, roller pigeons, hunting dogs, or what have you. Those numbers are small, and small targets are easy to pick off. Not only that, but it allows for them to give a way to cause us to divide amongst ourselves instead of uniting. Racehorse people don't necessarily want to be associated with rodeo people. Rodeo people don't want to be associated with game fowl people, etc., etc. I'd recommend that whatever livestock you have, or pets, because trust me, restrictive laws on pet ownership are always being introduced in small little corner pockets to establish legal precedent. But whatever you've got, if you got an animal in your life, educate yourself about what's going on, pending laws, proposed laws, current laws. Let those people around you know what's going on. And most importantly, you got to stop and think here. Any minority group that has gained power in this country has done so by defying negative stereotypes and projecting a positive, predictive, influential society persona. So, especially online, think about what you write. Write it as eloquently as you can to the best of your abilities. Spell check it, punctuation. Use references if you're getting into a debate with somebody about something, and cite those references. Do what you can. Now, Tommy here, he's continuing his legal battle, and you can purchase this book, and the funds go towards that. There's also other ways you can contribute. You can contribute directly to PayPal, things like that. I will put that into the description later. But I think I put some of these pictures in before. He's got a whole chapter in this book documenting the difference in what the birds look like when they were on his farm, right here, what they look like under the current custodial care of the people, the organization that took the birds from him. And that bird's head's completely bald. Look at that. So there's the update. I know it's not the outcome that we wanted, but it's not over yet. So thank you for watching, and keep matters like this at the forefront of your mind in the start of the new year. Have a good one.